Hello, this is Andrew from South Florida Redemption. This is basically a Dech Tech from my deck, Seer Strike. My brother actually came up with the name, and the reason it's called Seer Strike is because Seer is an Old Testament term for prophets. And this deck actually is basically mono green prophet offense and black Sadducee defense, but it does have a few random cards here and there splashed in and so on. But the main theme of the deck is basically a control deck, but it uses certain abilities prior to combat to control the battle through hidden treasures and a few territorial class enhancements, or even an ability of a character as soon as it enters battle and such. Basically, so the opponent doesn't have a chance to respond to that. But let me just walk you through the deck so you get an idea how things go. So, obviously, I have 7 lost souls, and a lot of which are souls that are hard to get, like New Testament only, female only, the Shuffler, the Lost Souls card, the Exchanger, and then one of the new Lost Souls from the Disciples set that actually shuffles away when a good dominant is played. And then I don't have really too many sites, just mainly for site access, Promised Land and Dragon Raid. And then, good dominants, the typical good ones: Son of God, New Jerusalem, Angel of the Lord, and Grapes of Wrath. Not too many evil dominants, because I need more space for my offensive cards, such as Christian Martyr, Burial, and Destruction of Nahustan. And only one fortress, really, Obadiah's Cave, obviously to protect my Green Brigade Prophets from capture and removal from the game. And then I have some curses, such as Wastelands, Besieged, Confusion of Mind, and one Covenant, I Am Salvation, because since the deck has a bunch of Old Testament prophets, it has a problem facing Lost Souls with special abilities. That's why the I Am Salvation Covenant is there. But there's a really neat combo in the deck with Nathan. So as soon as he enters battle, I get to shuffle an evil card and play to have my opponent do the same. So I usually tend to try to have one of my curses active, so I shuffle that away, and I don't really hurt myself too much because I'll make sure to have evil characters in play. And then I have artifacts, basically just to control how things are going, such as Lampstand of the Sanctuary, Wolf Fleece, and especially Hidden Treasures. That's the most important artifact in the deck, to make sure I can play things right as my hero enters into battle and shuffle them away or do something. And then Chariots of Fire basically is just to recur my guys, because one problem is a lot of the heroes will die off through combat because they don't really band. So I tend to have a lot of heroes in this deck, but that's why I have a large number of heroes in the deck. Now moving on to the evil characters and the defense of the deck. It's got black Sadducee defense, mainly because metagaming purposes, most of the people in my play group do have Sadducee defenses, so I want to have the benefit of snatching onto my opponent's Sadducees. But not to mention, in groups they do well through the numbers. And then the type of enhancements are type of, controlling type of enhancements, with Denying Blame, the Devourer, Foolish Advice, and Mask of Self-Glorification. They're just answer to threats out there. But Doctrine of Leaven is more so for Sadducee recursion, and Babel is to just get some big banding abilities going on in case I have trouble getting rid of some really big guys. Obviously, I gotta have some High Priest Anna, and Caiaphas, as well as 3 generic Sadducees. And you're probably wondering, why is Herod the Great and the 12-Finger Giant in there? Because they're kind of like oddballs? Well, mainly because to stop big banding chains from heroes, because banding is popular, very specifically in the play group that I play with. So I got to stop that. So these two guys are threats to those type of things. Now the offense, it's a lot of green characters. I think there's 9 characters. Yeah, that's kind of a lot. So anyways, you may notice there's one oddball teal card, Holy Unto the Lord, and I do have 2, hope you can see that, 2 teal and green prophets. So, to splash in that one enhancement, since it's a really good enhancement, to play to, answer to really big guys and that are threats. But if you notice, a lot of the enhancements that I have cannot be interrupted, it cannot be prevented, or negated, stuff like that, such as Holy Unto the Lord cannot be interrupted, blessings for obedience cannot be interrupted, and search, it cannot be negated if used by a prophet, and Benai snatches a spear also cannot be negated, and swords into plowshares also cannot be negated if used by Isaiah or Micah, and Micah's in the deck, and as well as Behold the Lamb also cannot be negated. So it's basically, as soon as you get to play your stuff, no one's gonna stop it. And then use things such as 2 bears to shuffle away certain things, blessings for obedience, and Holy Unto the Lord. They also shuffle away threats, as well as Habakkuk Standards Watch shuffles away threats. And search is basically, a search card. It's to search for my resources that I need to pull things off. Swords into plowshares, that's, to negate things, and get rid of enhancements and so on. But moving on to the heroes, I have a few of the New Testament prophets from the New Disciple set, because there was a problem in the earlier versions of this deck with lost souls, with people just locking me out with the abilities and using confusion of mind and golden calf and such like that. I had too many Old Testament guys, so I added these 3, and they seem to make a good addition to the characters, like compared to what I've been going through before. But Nathan is probably one of the most powerful prophets in the deck, because he shuffles evil cards away, and I just shuffle my own curses away, or my small generic Sadducees, because that won't be so much, that won't hurt me so bad. And to make my opponent shuffle away a card, specifically I'd like to get an evil card shuffled away. So that's what the deck really tries to do before they have a chance to block, either through Nathan or with hidden treasures to use Habakkuk Standards Watch, or blessings for obedience, or Holy Unto the Lord, or 2 bears to shuffle threats away and just let the prophets go on through. But like I said, a lot of them do die through combat because they don't band. Habakkuk takes care of big warrior class threats. Micah, he's for recursion. Haggai, he's just a big prophet who can also band to Zechariah, which is also in the deck. So there's a little bit of synergy, not too much. But Zechariah and Jeremiah, they're mainly just so I could play Holy Unto the Lord, which is right over here. Yeah. So that's it. It's Seer Strike. It's mono green, prophet, offense, control, with Sadducee black defense. I have placed in top 2 of the local tournaments here in the area, and that's it. So enjoy.